Hello, I'm Morris Dimba and welcome to this tutorial. Today we are going to second step, which is tank, platform and railings creation. Welcome once again and let's get started right away. Let me first of all turn this around so that we can have a clear look on which parts we want to start working from. First of all, we want to start marking top of these couplets to assist us in locating our platform. Now what I'll do, I'll come to edit right here and come to points right here. I'll pick online. I want to locate the center of this couplet here. Now I'll hover my cursor or my mouse over the edge of this couplet here till I get the center of this edge. Then I'll snap right there or click on that edge at the center of that edge, then target the other end and snap right there. Having done that, I have now my center, or I have the center point of this couplet. I've located the center on that plate. Now instead of doing the same thing here, here again I'll just come here and select this point. Once I've selected that point, I'll right click and come to copy and hover my cursor at the edge of this plate here till I snap at the center. Now I'll hold it from this point, then I'll copy it to the other end here. I just need 3 points just to assist me in creating the markings that will assist me in creating the platform for the water tank. Now I'll snap right there. I'll right click and click interrupt, and I'll do the same thing by copying that and copy it from this spot and run all the way or move all the way to this end. I just need 3 points and I'll copy it right here. Now I'm done with that. Now there's a tool I want to use in creating the platform. That macro is called generation of profiles, and to access that macro, just come to applications and component button here. I'll just click that, and what we'll do, just type generation of profiles. Before you even complete writing the word, the system will predict what you're trying to type and will prompt you with variety of macros starting with a similar name. Now I'll click on this. This is the macro I'm looking for, creation of profiles. First of all, double click so that we can access its window and see the parameters inside it. I'll just double click on it right now. Here we are, and this is the window of our macro that will assist us in creating the water tank platform. This is how it looks, and the 3 points we were trying to locate are these 1, 2 and 3. These are the points that when we invoke this macro, and what it will require from us are just 3 points to assist us in creating the deck. Now what I'll do, I'll just close this so that we go straight to platform creation. Now the command is still active because you can see my cursor has a sign of a plus sign, which means that macro is active. Now what I'll do, you can even read down here, it's requesting us to pick the first position, of which I'll pick this point as my first position. Then I'll go and pick another position here. I'll pick the second position right here. Then I'll go to the third position, which is the last position or final position. I'll click right there and we'll give it time to load. There we are, it has loaded, and what we'll do next is just right click and click interrupt just to exit that command. Now if you take a look, the whole thing is some sort of a group. It has been grouped now, and the position itself is not sitting right at the top of our couplet. Now what we want to do, we'll right click now and come to, we'll right click, no, we'll just click on individual because we wanted to explode it and it has been exploded already. Now what we are going to do, just select individual members. Once you've created it, explode it so that you can have many options on how to customize this platform. Let me select that, select this, and select that. I'll select this one, and I'll pick all the members. It has been selected. Everything has been selected right here. Let me just bring it close so that we can have a clear look as we continue modifying this part or this platform. Now I'll double click on this member because we want this window where we'll be able to now modify at the position itself. Now I'll press Control and select on this. Once I've selected on that, I want everything to be selected. I'll come to position here, and I want to shift this to sit right at the top of this couplet. Now I'll come to position here. Once I've, let me just bring close, let me just zoom it out. We want this position. It's slightly slow, and we'll just maneuver. Now here we are, and I'll come to position right here. Then I'll come at depth. I'll click that drop down arrow and pick up, pick front. Then I'll go ahead and click modify. Want that our deck to sit on top of our couplet right there. Now once we are done with that, we'll close this window, and we'll also close this one so that we can have enough space to do our work. Now I'll click on empty screen just to deselect whatever has been selected. Now I'll bring it close, and I want now to extend. I just need an extension from this edge, from the end here going the other way, 600, and also at this end I need an extension of 600 going this direction. Now what I'll do, having clicked this position direction modification active, make sure this button is active. Now we'll go straight away and click on this member. Now once we've clicked on this member, you'll be able to see the dimension of this beam is 5 meters. Now we want a 600 millimeter extension this end, and 600 extension that end. Now I'll click on this dimension right here, and we'll have two options here. We can extend that side, and also we can extend this side, or we can extend both sides with the same dimensions. Now I want to extend both sides. I'll click this mid arrow, and I'll type here 62 or 6.2 meters, since it is 600, so it's 1.2. so that 1.2 just add on top, or you add to 5 meters, and that will give us 6.2. Let me just type there 6.2 or 6200, and just go ahead and click enter, and we'll see both end extending. Let me just undo and do that for you once again. Once you've selected that, just click on this, then feed 62 here, 6.2, and I'll just press enter on my keyboard right here, and you'll see both end extending. Now what I didn't activate both sides to extend. Now what I'll do, I'll just undo and come to the dimension itself and click this both end to extend. Then I'll select this dimension and feed 200. Let me just remove everything first. and I'll type 1600, and I'll enter my keyboard right here, and you'll see both end extending. There we are. And I'll do the same thing the other end. Click on that and click on this to just make work easier for us, and we'll just snap at the center here, and hold it from that, and connect it up with this. Then we'll adjust. We don't want any we don't want to expand anything right there. Then just click on that, Then we click on that. After that, we'll click on this arrow. Then we feed the appropriate dimension right here. Let me just select on that. We just need 600, and we'll enter on our keyboard right here. Once that has been done, we'll go ahead and click copy and do a similar thing that we've done at the end, and we'll copy this one here, copy that one there. It is not accurate. Make sure you snap accurately, snap right there. We'll delete the duplicate, and let's continue. We'll come back and work on that later on. We should have copied it all the way, but I want to take you step by step on how to do this manually and accurately. Let me just zoom it once again and snap on the right position here. Is not accurate. What I'll do, just delete it. I'll delete it and come here and click and pick it from this spot, from that spot, and I'll just snap right here. Perfect. It is in the middle. And now we'll select everything, press Control and select everything here. We'll select everything here, pick that. We don't want to pick this. Once that have been picked, and we just need to right click and come to copy, and we want to hold it. We want to copy this from this point and connect it with the other end point. We'll link it up with that spot right there, and right click and interrupt just to exit from that command. And you can have a look. If you switch back to plan view, this is what we'll be able to see. This is the platform. Let me just say it's not visible clearly. It's not visible that well. Let me just press Control and turn this round so that you can see it clearly now. This is the platform. Now what we are going to do is just to connect it up, create connections here. And prior to doing to moving further, we want to connect these ends, and that is quite simple. What we'll do, we'll just click on this click on one of this, right click and come to copy, and we'll snap right here, right at the edge here, and take it all the way to this end, to that end, We'll not double click. We'll just click on these ones and click on the dimension, and we want to bring this end by 1250. We want just 1250 here, 1250, and we'll enter on the keyboard right here, and that is the dimension we want right there. Right click and come to copy, and we'll copy it from this spot right here, copy it here, copy it right there, copy another one right here. Perfect. And we'll copy another one here. Perfect. That one will be deleted. Now we'll go straight to connection. We'll use shear plate. Just type shear plate here. Then we'll use a very simple one. We'll just scroll down, click on this box, and we'll scroll. We want to use a macro here, which is shear plate. Let me just scroll down once again here. We want to use this one, simple one. We want to just pick 196, and we want to start connecting all these beams. I'll snap here and snap right there, and we'll create a connection right there. That is the connection. We'll just continue doing that, and we'll connect this one and this one. We'll connect this one and this one, and also we'll connect this and that, and this one and that one, this and that. Now to the appropriate way, we'll connect this to this, and we'll connect this one to this one, and this one to this one. Perfect. And we'll connect this one also to this one to this one. Perfect. This and this and that, and that will make bolts visible later on. We'll click that and that. We'll connect this one and that one, and connect this one also, and connect this one and that one. Perfect. And we'll go ahead and click this and that, and connect this one and that one. Just go ahead and do the same thing here and connect both beams. This will be very, very simple to fabricate and move to the site for assembly. Connect this to this one, and connect this one to that one, and we'll connect this one to this one, and I will connect that one to that one, this to that, which is not the appropriate one, but it's okay with us. And click that and that, and connect this one to that one, and just go all the way, do the same thing, creating the connections here. I want to connect this one to that one, I want to connect that to that, I want to connect this to this, and I want to connect that one to that one. We'll do the same thing here, and connect that one also. We want to connect this one to this one, and connect this to that, this one to that one, similar thing. We'll connect this and connect this to this one also. We'll move all the way and do the same thing here, and do the same thing here. Perfect. And do the same thing here, and do the same thing here. We'll just go all the way and connect all this. Perfect. That one has been connected. That's why you are here. You are getting that communication. Then we'll connect that to that. Connect that to that. Get that to that one. Make sure everything is connected to each other. Every beam is connected to each other. That zoom out and select on that. Bring this close so that I can be able to see everything clearly, and let's press Ctrl and select everything right there, and do the same thing here and select that. I'll come here and select on this one part remaining, and select on that. Now what I'm going to do, just zoom out this part that hasn't been picked. Just double click on that. Once I've double clicked that, now we'll be prompted with a window for this macro of shear plate, and from there we'll be able to reveal our bolts. Let me close this. Let me just close this here, and I'll come to bolts here. If I click right here on the standard, on the bolt standard, I'll pick on the 8.8 XIX. Then I'll come to bolt sizes. I want to use M16, and I need some washer there, and I'll go straight away and click modify. Once I've done that, everything will reveal itself, and we'll be able to see our bolts, not just the profile of the bolts. We'll wait for it to load. There we are. We'll go ahead and click apply and accept. Click OK here. Then that window will disappear. Once you've done that, just right click and come to redraw, and we'll refresh everything here. Now we can see the bolts. The bolts are here, and if I come to navigate, I can be able to turn this round like that. Every part has been connected. Just turn this round so that we have a clear view of this. Perfect. It has been connected. Now we are going to handrails. We want to create our handrails here, and we'll use the same thing. We'll use points. I'll come to edit right here once again and come to points right here and pick online. I just need the midpoint right here. Midpoint right here, and I click right there and get my midpoint. I'll pick it from this point, from this spot. After clicking the point, I'll right click and come to point. Go straight away and start marking my points. I'll come right here at edit and come to points here. Click on that. I'll snap on that spot and snap on this spot. Right click and click interrupt and click OK. I'll select the point and come right there. I'll delete this spot, that point. Now we have our points marked, and the next point we want is the midpoint between these 2 points. From this point to this point, we want to locate our entry point to our platform right from the cage ladder. I'll come back to points right here and pick online, and let me just zoom out so that I can see this clearly. I'll snap on that spot. I'll come all the way to this end. I'll snap right here. Perfect. Right click and exit. Now I want to offset this point, the other end by 350 and this end by 350. This will be the access to our platform all the way from the cage ladder. The cage ladder will be coming all the way from 0 point or 0 level all the way to the platform, and this will be the access point or the entry point to the platform. Now I want to offset this by 350 so that our space should be will be 700. Now I've selected my point. I'll right click and come to spatial copy and click linear. Then I'll change my z-axis to 0. Then I'll check my XYZ axis. The y-axis is pointing on the opposite direction where we intend to copy our point. The y-axis is pointing at me, and we want to copy that point the other way. Now I'll prefix 350 by a negative sign, and I'll go ahead and click copy. It has been copied at the end. Now I'll do a similar thing. I'll select that, right click and come to copy, and hold it from this end and copy it right here. Perfect. If we measure this, will be 700 millimeter. Measure this will be 700 millimeter. You can see that is 700 millimeter, and I'll close this. Now if we want to just to copy these points up by 800 millimeter. We'll select that, we'll select this, we'll select that, we'll select on this, we'll select on this, then we'll right click and come to spatial copy and come to linear. Then we'll change the y-axis to 0. Then we'll go to the axis. We want to populate those points up by 800. Let's click that, and 800 is there. All the points have been created. Now we'll delete this. First of all, we want to default on this size of still profile, but even without double clicking on and clicking modify to default on it, we'll just go ahead and use another route. We'll come to polybeam here, and I will snap on that spot, and go all the way to this end, snap there, and snap on this spot, and we'll press on our middle button on the mouse, and this has been created. We'll double click on it so that we change that profile to circular hollow section here, we'll click on that plus sign, then we'll come to CHS, then we'll come to 42, we'll pick on this, then we'll go ahead and apply and accept that. We'll do here and click here and apply. We'll click on this window to modify everything, to also change that member to appropriate member. Let me just delete that. Right click and come to delete. Then I'll rotate this so that I can see clearly what I'm trying to do. It has not positioned itself properly at the center here. What we'll do right now, we'll just double click on this member and come to this window of steel beam and play with the position. We'll come at depth here and click middle and click OK. It has shifted to the middle point. The same applies to the other end right here. It is right in the middle. We'll do the same thing to this end. We'll come all the way and come to steel here and click polybeam, and we'll snap right here and target that height of 800 and snap on that spot, and we'll run all the way and snap right at the center of that spot and press our middle button on the mouse, and that will be the proper guidance in creating our handrails. We'll bring this, we'll come to polybeam right here and we'll snap right here and target this point, and we'll snap on that spot and go all the way and snap on that spot and snap at the bottom end here and press our middle button on the mouse right there. Perfect. We'll do the same thing here. We'll snap right there and snap right here and come all the way to this end, and we'll snap right here. Though there's another automatic way of creating the handrails, but I find this is very, it gives you the power to manipulate and customize the handrails to what you like to be done on site. I'll snap right there and press middle button on the mouse. Though this miter joint, this will be, when doing the drawings, this will be clarified better when generating the working drawings. Now here we'll just come all the way to this beam. We'll not use polybeam here, we'll just snap on that spot and run all the way to the other end. Come all the way to this end and snap right here. Perfect. There we are. And we have now clear guidance here. Now we want to populate this to that end. I'll come to steel here and come to polybeam here, and I want to snap right at the bottom end here. I'll snap at the bottom end here and come all the way to this point. I'll snap on this point right there, and the member has been created. If you hover your cursor, you'll be able to see that being highlighted, and I'll click on it, right click and click move spatial. I want to move it to the Y axis by 446. I'll click move, and that's it. Right click and click OK. Now I'll right click once again. I want to populate this along the Y axis once again. Now I'll change the axis to 0, and I'll come to Y axis. I'll type 42.6. That's the center to center of my stanchions or posts, and I need 12 of this. I'll click OK. Perfect. 12. I'll just more. We don't need excess of that. Delete that. delete that, delete that, delete that, delete that. This is enough. Now we'll come here again and do a similar thing and come all the way that end, and we create another post here and snap on top on that point and snap on that spot, right click and hover my cursor right there, right click and click special move and move it on the y-axis by 446. Then populate it. First of all, how many do we want? We want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'll right click and come to special copy and click linear. Then I'll just click 5 here. I need 5 of this and click OK. Perfect. Right click. If I hover my cursor here, I can't see any duplicate, and that's perfect. There's a duplicate here which I don't want. Perfect. I'll turn this round. Let me just undo that so that I get that member. Click on that, right click and come to special copy and click special move and click linear. I want to move it on the X direction by 446 negative X. 446. Right there. I'll click move. Right click and I'll get an exit from that command. I'll right click once again and come to copy, click linear. Once I've clicked linear, on the x-axis I'll feed negative 446 and I'll require 12 of this, and I'll click copy. Perfect. And that's it. We'll get rid of this. We don't need an excess of that. Now we'll come to beam once again and pick on that spot and come all the way to this spot. We'll snap on this spot. Perfect. And click on that member, right click and come to move spatial, and you want to shift it on the y-axis, but our dimension will be prefixed with a negative sign, which is 4.446, and we'll move it that direction. And right click again. I will come to special copy. We'll close this once. We'll close this for now, and we'll come to X direction. On the y-axis, and I will change this to 446. We need 12 of them. Perfect. And we do what we want, a similar thing here. We'll get rid of that. We've deleted that. Again, we want to create a post here and give it an offset of 446 millimeter, and snap right there. Click on that, right click and click move spatial linear. Then on the x-axis, we'll change y-axis to that to 0. On the x-axis we'll feed 446, and that's it. I'll right click and come to special copy and click linear. Under linear, we'll change the y-axis to 0, and we want to work with the x-axis. The x-axis is 446, and we need 12 of these. Perfect. Right click and interrupt. We'll close this, and we'll make sure we are saving our work. We save our work. Perfect. It has been created. Our handrails are coming up. We'll delete this member here. We delete that member, and press Ctrl and turn this round. Now what we are going to do next is to place more rails. Place another rail here, right there, and we'll click on it, right click and come to special move and click linear, and we'll move it down on the Z axis by 400, negative 400, right there, and it'll be moved right at the center. We'll do the same thing here. We'll click on it, right click and come to copy, and just pick it from this spot, right here, and take it all the way to the other end, and we'll snap it right here. Perfect. And that has been created. We have another rail there, and we have to create another rail here. We'll come to beam and we'll zoom out, and we'll click right here on that spot and come all the way to this end and snap right here. Perfect. Now we'll click on that, right click and come to move spatial and click linear, and on the Z axis we'll just click move, and that's it. Right click and exit, and we'll do the same thing here. We'll right click and come to copy, and we'll copy it from this spot right here. Move it all the way to this end, and we'll snap it right here. Perfect. We'll click interrupt just to exit from that spot. Now we'll create another rail here we'll click on the beam, then zoom out, and we'll snap right here and go all the way to the other end and snap right here. Perfect. We'll delete a duplicate, and what we'll do, we'll just pick on this, right click and come to move spatial and click linear, and move it down by, we'll move it down, just undo, click on that, right click and come to copy spatial and come to linear, and we'll go down on the Z axis by 400. We'll change this to 0 and click 400, negative 400. Click that and we'll click OK. Copy, and that's all. That has been copied. We'll press Ctrl and turn this round, or come to view and navigate and rotate this. We'll rotate that. Now we want to assemble all this. Select that, press Ctrl, select that. We'll right click and come to add to assembly. We want to assemble these together. So when I press Alt and pick on this, everything will select on that end, and I'll come to navigate also and select on that and turn this round like that, and I'll be able to select everything here. Select everything like that. I'll right click and come to add to assembly, and I want to connect everything like that. Press Alt, and that has been selected. Assembly has been created. I'll come to navigate again, and I want to turn this round. There's some things that has been copied here, but we'll delete them. We'll select everything right there. Add to assembly, and add that to assembly, and do the same thing here. Press Ctrl and pick on this, and right click and come to add to assembly. Press Ctrl right click and add to assembly. We'll add that to assembly. Press Ctrl and we'll turn this round so that we add everything to assembly. Turn it round like that. Select everything here. We'll make sure we select everything, select that, and we'll right click and come to add to assembly, and we'll add that to assembly. Now we don't want all this. Don't want that. Don't want this. Now I can right click and redraw this. I'll close this window. I'll close this window. Now if I turn this round, you'll be able to see the handrails created. That is the platform already created. This is a platform, has been created perfectly. Then come to navigate and turn this round. You can see that clearly. Now this will be the entry point to our platform, just to check on the water level, and in case the flow of water is not to the designed flow rate, you can climb, you can take a walk or a climb up to the platform and take a look on the water tank. And this will be our handrails already created. Now if I show you a plan, an elevation view, this is what you'll be able to see. Let me just type 90 there and change this to 0, and if I click modify, and this will be the view that we will be having. This will be the view. If we create the elevation view, this is how our handrails will look like. Let me just switch back to my isometric view by pressing Ctrl P. Press Ctrl while pressing my middle button on the mouse, so that we have again a better look at this. Okay, thanks a lot for watching this video and watching this channel. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe, and we'll continue on the next tutorial, where we'll be now placing our caged ladder. Then from there we'll be going straight to drawing creation, both the GA, the assembly, and that's all. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I'm Maurice Dimba, and don't forget to subscribe, and bye bye. Let's meet then.